The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Domino's postgame report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, after a 28-point loss to Johnson C. Smith, you can...
Thanks. You're going to continue to remind me of that, aren't you?
I had to. After a 28-point loss to Johnson C. Smith, you pretty much erase all memory of it with the largest margin of victory in the 54-game series history with the Wingate Bulldogs. You said you had a good week of practice leading up to this game. Evidently, it was a great week of practice.
Yeah, I just actually told the guys that I was really I thought tonight was proof that the commitments they made this week in our mini camp, so to speak, that the commitments they made and the growth that we had was evident, tangible, and I was very, very proud of them because, I mean, Kev, you and I talked about it. You never really know what you're going to get when you have 18 to 22 kids take the court, but I saw some kids tonight that were really bought out or bought in and sold out to what we're trying to be about.
A 21-point margin of victory. You hold Wingate to 27% shooting. That is the second worst shooting percentage by opponent since the turn of the century to Hiawassee in 2009. What did you do to clamp down on the Bulldogs defensively?
Well, I mean, you know, we've talked so much about the fact that if we're ever going to be a consistent team that wins consistently, we've got to make sure that we are capable to go out there and get stops. And then on the flip of that, we got to go out and put points on the board. And then tonight, you know, you see that happen. We got stops at a high rate, and we scored efficiently enough. And those two things together give you a pretty good chance most nights.
First half, was there anything that you did to set the tone? Again, 15% from the field, worst shooting percentage in a half of basketball since the year 2000 by an opponent.
I'm telling you, man, I think it goes back to what all we sort of the journey we took this last week as a team. You know, I did a lot of thinking during the break, and our guys obviously did. And we came back and didn't really spend a great deal of time talking about Wingate, to be honest with you. I mean, we probably did less than we've ever done in terms of a straight preparation for an opponent. We really focused on us and what we were about, and we talked about our core values a great deal, and we talked about the fact that win, lose, or draw, we want to always remain unified in the face of adversity or prosperity. We want to stay together, and you know, we had a lot of intense conversations, and a lot of guys sort of bared their souls, and I thought tonight, man, you saw guys playing for one another, you saw guys playing for each other, you saw guys really being committed to something greater than themselves. And that's what we've been looking for with this team. With this team, we've been needing that, and I thought tonight it was on full display.
Game of runs. Again, Wingate's a good team. A lot of talent on the club. Brian Good's a phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
You knew they would make runs.
Yeah.
Trimmed it to 6 on numerous occasions in the second half. But each time you were able to punch back and push the lead out to 13-14 with a little 7-0 spurt of your own. How were you able to respond to those Bulldog runs?
Goes back to our kids. You know, we showed poise. That's one of our 5 core values we discuss often, man. We showed poise that in the midst of that, we weren't going to get down. We weren't going to get discouraged. We were going to try to fight back, and we were going to prove that we could take a punch. and I thought our guys did that, you know. And then we had some veteran guys. I thought down the stretch it really sort of stepped up and finished plays. Carson Sawyer in particular, and then I thought Ryan Jones was a big boost against their full court pressure and really trying to create offense for us off the bounce.
Sawyer Williams. I guess a second semester kid, season high 17 points.
Yeah.
Much like the way he started his freshman season, was kind of buried for the first half of the year, but really responds well to the Christmas break rest. 17 points, 7 of 9 from the field. Very,
very quiet 17. It was funny because, you know, typically you can find one or two guys that really sort of stand out. Man, I could have brought this whole team up here tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because I thought that many guys really contributed and made critical plays on both sides of the court. But Sawyer was one. Josh Rogers, I thought, had a fantastic play game for us, especially the first half.
Yeah.
Ryan Jones, if you look at his stat line in of itself, it's not all that impressive than the fact he has a 6 assists, 4 steals, and 5 rebounds. I mean, his numbers are sort of bizarre, but I thought he was critical. So there's so many guys that did positive things, and I'm just proud of all of them. But I'm telling you, Kev, more than anything, I think that we made strides as a unit. You know, and that's what we were needing. That's what we were looking for. And I think this led our guys to see that if we're unified, that good things can happen for us.
So the 28-point loss to Johnson C. Smith in the rear view, a 21-point win over Wingate. How do you refocus now the efforts to Mars Hill, a team that beat you here at Holt behind 31 points from Patrick Coleman?
We'll give our guys a little break tomorrow. Come back in here Monday and really focus our efforts on Mars Hill. They came in here and played really relaxed and confident and made tough shots and wore us out on the boards. But I think we'll have a good carryover from this game in terms of our practices Monday and Tuesday. And of course we'll start back to class this next week, middle of the week, and so we only have a few more days of off, and we're going to maximize those to get extra rest and to make sure that we are healthy and as prepared as we can be.
Chuck, pleasure as always. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Captain.
That's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson.